Well, this morning's job was to start pulling down the old sheep pen and cleaning up all that section while Kelly was rebuilding his trailer shed, or his tractor shed, which badly needed doing. So we're slowly getting through the property, fixing up the things that need fixing up and just generally cleaning up. I used this opportunity to put the horses into my front lawn area so that they would stay out the way because you've probably realised by now they like nothing better than to bug me when I'm trying to clean up and do work. And the horses are heading my front lawn down. I'm just going to put a little bit of a barrier up so Bella doesn't keep leaning over the fence. Always putting some kind of barriers around for them. Before I started pulling down the fencing, I always try and get round the property and clean up any excess horse poop. It's just a part of daily life here, and I make piles up, and eventually I turn them into areas for gardening or building up the ground. Because the soil is all clay based, we've got really bugger all topsoil. So one of the good things about all the horse poop is it eventually breaks down and makes a decent topsoil, so that when I do start growing stuff, it's got something to hold on to and not just clay. And the other important issue for me is I won't use any sort of pesticides onto the soil. When we first bought the property many years ago, there were no frogs, there were no insects. It was just absolutely barren, and the soil was just ruined. And nowadays, which can be a little bit annoying in the winter, it's just the sounds of frogs everywhere. It's just wonderful, and I'm really sure because I keep mulching the soil and putting, poop and all kinds of things back into it, and not using any sort of pesticides or chemicals, the ground's coming back to life. I mean, I still get a lot of weeds, which I hand pick out, so it takes me quite a bit of time to get round and fix things up, and in terms of weeding, and we've got some terrible weeds up here. That I have a daily battle with over certain months of the year. But I'm really into organic farming, and I'm also into holistic ways of living. I think it's just these days everybody's so reliant on chemicals to get themselves through life. I think we've forgotten that nature itself provides a lot of answers for us. The other thing I've really noticed since we started living here was the changes in the climate. The first year we moved in, it rained and it rained and it rained, and the seasons were very normal. The last few years, the seasons have been so out of whack here. The fruit trees never know when to start to fruit, flowers never know when to start to produce. Some things come early, some things come late. The rains are coming at odd times of the year. Climate change is real, and I know that there's a lot of skeptics
Oh, for
out there,
goodness
but
sake.
when you live in the country and you see that every year the climate is just becoming more radical in the environment that you spend time in outdoors every day, you really notice. One thing I always notice too is that Bella is so different when she's in season compared to when she's not. She's jumpy, excitable, and moody, and then once she comes out of it, she is just the sweetest, most docile mare. It's really chalk and cheese. So I think the other thing I haven't done the last few days is give her chamomile tea, because I wanted to see the difference between when I've got her on it during her season and cycles, compared to when she's not on it. And look, usually by this time of year, most horses are starting, or most mares are starting to come out of their cycle, but Bella tends to stay cycling probably another month before she'll stop. She really only has a 2 month window before she starts back up again. And I feel a bit sad for her because, it's hard on her at times, and you can really see it on her face. But anyway, I'm probably going to go and get her some chaseberry, um, and see how we go with that. determined to pull down this old sheep yard and clean up this whole section because I want to fence it with proper wooden fencing. And in that corner where I'm working at the moment, I want to build another stable area, so that I can separate the horses off if I need to. And just it's always handy to have a second stable, I think, anyway, in another yard. I'm temporarily putting up the old pallets on the adjoining fence line there because I don't trust Billy. Being a brumby, every now and then he decides to attempt to break out, and I just use mental barriers for him. The back paddock's got electric fencing around, and that keeps him in, but he will look for vulnerable areas along the fencing. And so until I sort this area out, I'm just moving the pallets around a bit.